Dear brothers and sisters, have a good day for all of you. I would like to inform you about this last situation that we have in our hand, which is today is 3/10/2017. And those who have turned our countries into pieces will, when the time comes, face their own disintegration, separation, and as a matter of fact, their own internal conflicts. Those who have drawn new map drafts for our countries, for our region, will, when the time comes, try to deal with their own partition maps, try to prevent separations, try to overcome their own domestic problems. Those who are drawing our countries in terrorism, those who are carried out mass slaughters will, when the time comes, see the same terrorism hit their own countries. The same massacres happen in their own countries, in their own cities as well. You too will make calls for unity, solidarity. Those who have exploited ethnic and religious identities and established terrorist organizations through these identities will see the same organizations. Will their numbers increase it? Hit the United States and Europe through the Christian identity and the racism, and the United States and European states stain it in blood. Something is very serious. Those who have destabilized our countries through terrorist organizations will be destabilized through the organizations in their own mats. They will be faced with the heaviest face of terrorism, and they will have to make calls for unity and solidarity. Those who have had hundreds of thousands of people massacred in Iraq and Syria through tens of organizations by the hitmen controlled by the United States and the European intelligence, those who have turned our cities into ruins for Israel and the oil, gas, will learn with great pain that they have also thrown their own countries into the fire, that they have actually hit themselves. Separation will spread to Europe. The West will clash among itself. European countries flocking to Iraq and Syria and joining the pillaging countries sending soldiers, the United States and the Europe, which are cooperating for the division of these countries, will try and stop, prevent the brazier of separations that started from Spain and which will spread to France and other European cities. It will not be able to see the world or anything else due to its own internal problems. Those who have sent hired hitmen to the terrorist organizations they founded in Syria and Iraq will see that after being trained here, these people will strike the United States and the European cities. Those who have designated civil war terrorized for every country in the region, including Turkey, those who have been written Islamic civil war pilots, those who have been saying war will settle in the heart of Islam, Yes. We're going to see. You were the ones who declared terrorist organizations alias, right? Why, you ask? Those who started the 21st century anti-terrorism age have ruined both our countries and their own. They ruined both our people and their own. They used terrorism as a weapon. They founded terrorist organizations. They raised and armed terrorist groups. They used these organizations in the front lines of their armies. They declared terrorist organizations like the Kurdistan Workers' Party PKK, like Daesh, ISIS, their ally. They carried out relations to be carried out between states through terrorist organizations. They thought that this threat, this weapon, would only hit the countries they were targeting. They thought these organizations would remain in those countries and the cities alone. They thought those hired hitmen would only fight against their enemies. That arrogance is going to destroy you. They thought these weapons will be confined to Iraq and Syria, hit Turkey alone. They never thought that it would reach their own countries, their own capitals. They were so strong, so arrogant, that they could shape the world with their own hands, that they could take care of everything with unlimited power. Yet now that terror is hitting Las Vegas in the United States under another identity. It first hit Paris in France. It hit many cities of Europe. It will continue to hit them. If we are hit by ethnic terrorism, they will be hit by radical terrorism, while all the experiences and memories of humanity openly say that this is how it will all happen. They never learned from any of this, and they never will. In that corridor, the murderers trained by the PKK, PYD are at your door. Those who have formed the hundreds of kilometers long terrorist corridor in Turkey's south will again fail to see that those who were trained in lines of the PKK affiliated Syrian Democratic Union Party, which is PYD, which they declared as their ally, are going to hit Europe and the United States in the future. It will refuse to accept that Daesh, PKK, PYD, trained murderers are going to turn their weapons toward their own people. It will fail to see that those who killed the tens of people in Las Vegas are breathing on and drawing inspiration from the sets of terrorism they sought in our countries. Those who have turned Syria and Iraq into pieces, those who have unconditionally supported and recognized separation, division, those who have invaded Libya and divided Yemen, those who erected thick walls between our cities will see division reach the doors of Europe as well. What will those who provoked Barzani to do to Catalonia? Those who have provoked Kurdistan Regional Government, KRG, President Masoud Barzani, with an autonomous state and are preparing to establish garrisons, military bases, muzzle rams there to hit Turkey and Iran, will not be able to stop the rising racism in the West from division several countries. Those who have provoked ethnic nationalism in our region will see the division and separation that started with Catalonia trigger all the ethnic differences throughout Europe, the winds of separation to start blowing in many countries within a couple of years. The European Union idea become history. Strong storms have started to travel from the east to the west. They will understand that the ethnic axis no longer has the strength and ability to control the world. That it will not have the power to stop this collapse, that new forces are emerging and limiting the West. That in the next step, these forces will support many of the separations within the West and have enough power for this. The United States and Europe will come to understand that the stagnation cannot be prevented, the collapse cannot be stopped. That it is going to lose its opportunity to intervene in the majority of the world, that the storm has long started to travel from the east to the west, that the only card, the West, which lost moral values and reliability, has remaining is the terrorism card alone, and that this card has started to hit its own countries. Catalonia is a start. Las Vegas will continue. They turned the 21st century into such pain and nightmare that there is almost no country, no community untouched by their evils. The West, which has trashed in just a couple of years all the values it built post-World War II, has even lost the ability to understand that it cannot make the world kneel through weapons and tyranny alone. It threw into the fire not only our region, our countries and cities, but also its own people, its own cities. The winds of independence in the Catalonia very important. It threw into the fire not only our region, I say it again, our countries and cities, but also its own people, its own cities. While the winds, I said, the winds of independence in Catalonia is a start. The terrorism and massacre in Las Vegas will be repeated. While they turn toward Damascus in Syria, Baghdad in Iraq, the world will turn to New York in the United States. We will wait and see. The Western world that is unable to see this is blind unless it stops cooperating with terrorists, unless it saves itself from this blindness. It will commit suicide. While they focus on Damascus, Baghdad, Yemen, the Persian Gulf, the world will focus on Athens, Barcelona, Paris, and New York. Very soon, the power struggle, the fury, the bitterness, and the showdown will all take place in the West. We will see the West internal conflicts, Europe's civil war. This will all be very painful. You are responsible for the attack in Las Vegas as well as all the evils in our region. That's why we say always we don't want to fight. We don't want anybody dead because of the leaders. We want peace. We don't want anybody to die because of terrorism or other problems because of the administration of the governments. That's why we are planning to organize a tournament for the peace tournament worldwide. We invite you, all nations, bring all your flags, each countries. Come to Istanbul in Turkey. Next year, we are planning to organize a Peace Cup football tournament for amateurs. Please, I invite you. This is an open invitation for all the nations. Nobody wants from any nation to fight with other nations. The problem is the leaders. If the leaders' administration is well for us, which we are nations of the world, we will listen to them. We will follow their steps. But if their administration and the control of the power wrong, we are not with the leaders. We are human beings. We don't want to fight with each other. We are all brothers and sisters. That's why we are planning to organize a tournament, World Cup, World Peace Cup in Istanbul next year. Until that time, please negotiate, sit together and discuss about the peace between the nations. We don't want to fight. We want peace. Everyone, we would like to go to our work morning. We want to wake up and go to the work. End of the month, we want to get our salary and eat and spend the money for our children, for our women, for our elders. We don't want to fight. We need a peace. We need a freedom. We want to be free. We hate your interest. We don't want to fight. We want peace. That's why this is open invitation for worldwide. I am from here telling all the president, prime minister of the countries, please don't fight. Don't kill anyone. The world space is enough for all of us. We don't need to fight. We don't want anybody dying, especially children, women, elders. It's enough. Please think well. What is the reason for fighting? You don't have any reason to fight. Forget about the petrol. Forget about the diamond, gold, economy. Enough. We have everything in our hand. Please don't fight. Don't kill anyone. And participate our tournament, World Peace Football Tournament in Istanbul, Turkey next year. God bless you all. And we pray our God every day for peace. Thank you very much for kind attention and listening. God bless you all, my dear brothers and sisters. Thank you.